All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol OCGN, Ocugen Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And before we jump into this chart, I do want to announce that down below, there will be the link to my Twitter. I didn't know much about Twitter, believe it or not, and it took me a couple of weeks, and I didn't really do it every day, but I kind of got the hang of it on what it's like to tweet, retweet, and how that works, and how to follow, and what's going on Twitter. So I made the account back in November, and I very briefly looked over it in December. I think I got the hang of it, and I look forward to posting what I'm watching and what I'm looking at either daily or a few times a week, and I will post daily as well videos out of the ones that I post that I believe most people will actually be interested in knowing what's going on, or stocks that are very hyped, so that other investors can go ahead and receive the information. Because the more information and the more knowledge every single investor has and the more insight, the more better equipped they'll be for the next day. So I hope to go ahead and post those, and you guys that follow are more than welcome to retweet them and share them with your friends and community by the click of a button, and that way other investors can be well informed for the next trading day. Now, I do want every single investor to be aware of something here though, and it's very important here with Ocugen. Ocugen has had two runs, and I want you guys that are watching, especially those of you that have been viewing this consistently every single day. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome, 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 and I want you guys to jump in on this if you've noticed as well, because just because you're not watching my videos doesn't mean you haven't caught on to this. But I want every single investor to be aware that Ocugen is right now a stock that went from 30 cents to $3, cooled off to $2, and went to $4.60. And those two runs are all on speculation, news, and hope, right? We have something big that's going to be the true catalyst for Ocugen. And it's when they finally actually get the approval, or actually finally get the green light here in the US markets to be the distributor for Covaxin. Now, there's two ways this stock can go. The catalyst can make it go up because they finally get the approval and they are going to distribute it in the US markets, or it's going to go down because they don't get the approval and they can't distribute it. So we need to be mindful of that, and we need to pay close attention to it. Now, Covaxin has a lot of great news, and everything's looking pretty well on their trials and everything they're doing, and also the whole purpose behind how that cocktail of that vaccine is made and how it's doing in India, to the point that it's now approved for emergency use. So I want every single investor that's viewing to go ahead and learn this right now. The two catalysts that have made this go up, because that's the only thing driving this stock right now. It has nothing to do with the company. It has nothing to do with revenue. It has nothing to do with, what the company itself, Ocugen, has innovated. Nothing. Ocugen has only created an opportunity that they jumped on real quick. They saw an opportunity and they're trying to make it happen. So right now we're on hope and speculation, and it's holding itself up pretty nicely. But I want every single investor, if you see the right answer, take the time to briefly write it in your own words down below, how you think it is. But I want you guys to tell me what was the catalyst from the 22nd to the 23rd, and what was the catalyst from the 31st to the 4th for these two runs. Because those are the two things that have made this stock go up. Every single time after that, there's nothing else forming a catalyst until the next news. So this is driven right now in speculation, hope, and news. Now, if they actually get the opportunity to be the US distributor, it's going to form the next catalyst. And that's why I want you guys to understand these two catalysts, right? Here. And know why they're happening and why the stock is where it is right now. Okay? I need every single investor to be aware of that. So I look forward to your comments down below and how you feel about that. And keep in mind, if you disagree with someone or someone is incorrect, don't bash them. Just state to them, this is it and this is what's going on. Now, if somebody doesn't come to somebody that's incorrect and they don't write, I will take the time to go ahead and not correct them, but tell them what I've stated in my last 2 videos. But I want every single one of you to write it down, not just to write it down because you know the answer or that you think you know the answer, but so that you can actually remember this, because these are the 2 most important things right now going on with Ocugen's chart. These 2 catalysts, they both go hand in hand basically. Big deal. It's what started the drive for Ocugen. And then once you think Covaxin and that biotech company in India, whatever's going on over there goes on with Ocugen. And that's how you know this was the link and this is the effect of being linked. So I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying, because I don't want to give any answers away, but I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say down below. And if anybody states that I am not making sense, please do so. Comment it down below, correct me, or tell me, hey, I'm lost, and I'll just go ahead and tell you later in the comments once I've seen a few answers. But I look forward to seeing your guys' answers down below, because that is the most important thing I want every single investor to be aware of. Forget about all the numbers right now. We need to know why these numbers exist, okay? So I look forward to all that. So let's see here. Support was broken through, right? And we saw some pullback, some profit taking. Now it's continuing. So this is going to have to cool off at some point. I did state that the bulls had to break through the resistance. They certainly didn't. And you can see the effect of the 50-day moving average catching up to the price. Caught up really fast to the price. So fast that now we're in bearish territory. And this didn't even fall by much, just a few cents. So let's look at our new support. Let's look at our new resistance here. I'm going to narrow it down. And then we're going to look at some other important numbers based off the chart in a broader spectrum. So down here at 190, that's our next support level. If this support gets broken through, we want to watch the behavior in between, because that's the lowest point before it ran up and hit 460. Now 460 is the most important resistance level on the way up. Now on the nearer term, yesterday's resistance is important, but there was a higher one here that just formed on the way down, and that's 318. So up here at 325, pretty important, but right here at 318, because that's where the bulls tried to reappear and the bears continue to tear them down. So 318 is pretty important if we cross this resistance level, okay? So I want you guys to keep that in mind. We're currently at 277, and the 50-day moving average is 281. As long as we're below it, the bears are in control. The moment we're above it, the bulls are in control. So I want every single investor to be aware that we're in a zone of tug of war. We're going to have to pay close attention to this and how quickly it's moving down or up. But I want you guys to also pay close attention to the fact that this does not break through 190. Because if it does, the next number would be down here at 162. We need to see how it's hanging out in that area. And if it breaks through 162, this could be on its way down to newer lows. So we want, as investors, for this to actually consolidate and hang out sideways in this area, not below 190. Even if it gets closer to it and it comes kind of down and up, that it hangs out above 190. As long as it stays above 190, any of these channels are fine, but the lower it goes, the more at risk we are at hitting newer lows, and we need to watch carefully why that's happening. Because remember, this could start taking its time to go downwards in a very subtle way. It'll take a few days, but all of a sudden the news comes out and there are insiders or investors that knew in this whole section before it breaks through 190, right? Before it breaks through 190, anywhere above this point up as it was going down. And then the news comes out on this day talking about, oh, Ocugen is not able to distribute in the U.S. markets. It's partnered with the biotech company that created Covaxin but can't distribute in the U.S. markets. You know what I mean? So we need to watch for these things. This is a big deal. And I want every single investor to be aware of it. Okay? I don't want any single investor to be too hopeful. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic or unoptimistic or unhopeful. I'm being a realist here. and also unbiased. We need to focus big time on what's going on, because this chart, these numbers are great and they're really good right now to look at every day. That's fine. That's what the charts are for. But the fact that these two catalysts are driven on news is a big deal, because that's the only thing that's going to be able to pull this back up wherever this ends up. Okay, so I hope that you guys are following with me, and those of you that agree with me, I look forward to seeing what you guys think and how you guys feel. And those of you that disagree with me or want to correct me, you're more than welcome to go ahead and write down below. I really appreciate that. So you guys have a voice as well, and I look forward to seeing why you don't agree with me, and what is your honest opinion or feeling towards the chart. So I appreciate that as well. So let's see here our support and our resistance. We need to keep that in mind. The 190, the 460, 318 if we break through this resistance. And let's look at our support here. So support is 246. If that gets broken through, we're getting deeper into bearish territory. Very important to watch and see how fast it's moving towards that, and also how quickly it's hitting newer lows. We want to watch for that big time. Okay, 246. This is moving pretty quickly in the last 2 days. It hit 460 and it's fallen from 460 to 277 pretty fast. We're almost $2 down. And if we get closer to this support, we're $2 down plus. So you definitely want to keep that in mind and watch it very carefully. Now, if the 50-day moving average of 281 gets crossed and resistance, now the bulls have accomplished two things. They got back into bullish territory, and they're about to break through their first resistance level and turn it into a support. They need to turn that into a support, 293, so they can pull away from it, reach newer highs, newer resistance levels, and work their way up to newer points into bullish territory. Very, very important, because once they break through 293, they can hit 318. From 318, continue to pull up and move further away from the 50-day moving average. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.